It was probably deliberate, but I just like to imagine that whoever wrote that title has really bad grammar. What's up YouTube, this is Arlushi as usual, bringing you Let's Play Don't Take It Personally Babe, It Just Ain't Your Story. Made by the same person who made Digital A Love Story, which I also Let's Played, and that camera's kind of off-center. Here we go. I have the worst tripod substitute ever for my desk, and I might show that later. For now, I will adjust my microphone. Good enough. And now we will get into the game. This is a visual novel, like Digital Love Story was, and I have no knowledge of it aside from it involves playing as a teacher and stuff. Let's go. There are, of course, some mistakes that you can see coming from miles ahead. Mistakes that you should have known better than to make. There are mistakes where you realize as you go along that things are just getting worse. I've made a lot of those mistakes in life. But then there are also mistakes that you can never see coming. You just have to leap in head first, and all you can do is hope it's not one of those. Hope that your decision doesn't turn out to be a mistake. And it's on that high note that I start my first day of school. My volume is really high. Hopefully that's good. Yes, I'm nervous, and I don't think there's much shame in that. The classroom is full by the time I arrive. Still too loud. Hopefully that's good. Classroom is full by the time I arrive. I stare at the sea of unfamiliar faces, even though there's nobody there, their eyes piercing as they stare back. And look at all those uniforms. It's outright intimidating. Now isn't the time to be scared of 11th graders, though. What? How do I take a deep breath and introduce myself to my new class. It's about as low as I'm going to be able to get the volume, I think. Ah, I didn't read it, though. Oh yeah, I can scroll up, okay. Yeah, I think this was made with a, I don't know what the program is called, I can't remember. But whatever it is, yeah, you can kind of scroll through. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mr. Rook, and starting today, I'll be taking over as your homeroom teacher. Stop staring at my purple hair. A month into the year, apparently their proper teacher became seriously sick and is on an extended leave. I'm really looking forward to spending the year with you guys. Not at all. First I'm going to take attendance so I have some idea who you all are. After that I'll tell you a bit about myself, then we can get started. Helpfully enough, the class list is available on my computer. And the glowing mail icon tells me that I have unread messages, which I can read anytime, and probably should soon. Well, here goes. Sorry in advance if I pronounce any of these wrong. YouTube, sorry in advance if I pronounce any of these wrong. Ariana Bell Isai. Here. Alright. That's a cute name. Kendall Flowers. Sup, sir? Good. Taylor Gibson. I've hacked the Gibson! I'm here! So you are. Next. Sorry, Charlotte Gruel, is that right? Yes, that's right. Present. Just checking. How about Isabella Hart? These are actually pretty easy to pronounce so far. Nobody says anything, or at least not that I can hear, but a girl near the back of the class waves. Okay, Isabella's at the back. Nolan... I shouldn't have talked. Nolan Stryukas. That sounds like a Street Fighter move. Usha Stryuka! Moving on. No answer. Nolan? Is Nolan here? Someone taps on the shoulder of one of the boys strongly. Nolan, say something! It's attendance! Oh, here. Alright, and... Akira Yamazaki. Please tell me I got that right. Here. Oh, wow. Nice colors there. I realize the school's uniform policy is really more like a suggestion, but wow. My school doesn't even have a uniform policy. Why do you think I wear this all the time? If this was a school uniform, though, I'd be okay with it. Alright, great. Go through the entire class list, and it looks like everyone is here after all. Now I just have to start remembering the faces. An introduction is in order, though. This'll be interesting. These things are kind of... Huh? How do I read all these? You know what? I'll look at them later. I'm the world's biggest cuff-up. I've managed to screw up a whole 2 marriages and became a teacher because of a bizarre midlife crisis. I'm looking forward to working with you all. is probably not what I should say. No, really? This will actually be my first full-time teaching job. I studied English literature in university, but I've spent the past 15 years working in computers, which I hope should serve as a warning to anyone who plans to go into computers. It is bleak, boring work, but here I am now. Depends on how you work with computers. If you work with fixing them, yeah, but if you work with making videos on them, Purple Hair Man's an idiot. I'm not a hard ass, and I never liked teachers who were when I was your age. If for any reason whatsoever you're having trouble, whether it's academically, with your fellow students, or really anything, talk to me. I'm flexible, in bed, and that's what I'm here for. I'm in my office most days after school, so just ask, no matter what it's about, even if it seems trivial. Yeah, I'm not going to be any of the assholes that I had for teachers in high school, that's for sure. Regardless, I'm looking forward to working with you all. I look over the class and I can tell they look vaguely impressed. I didn't expect anything more. Well, now it's time to get started on the boring things like going over the syllabus. I thought that said syllables. The next day. Now we'll never know what the syllabus is. Wow. They have a lot of backgrounds, don't they? Okay, as I explained yesterday, today we're going to be starting our unit on Pulp Fiction with the novel Chainmail. Can I see a show of hands for everyone who actually did the homework last night? Every hand in the room goes up. I would hope so. It was only 40 very short pages. Okay, it's... Alright, so what are your initial impressions of the premise? Obviously, this is a novel that is fundamentally about an early era of internet culture. Do you think it seems relatable? Unrelatable? Silence all around. Just your general thoughts. There's no right or wrong answer here. But before I continue, I really should check those messages. The indicator is blinking 6. What? What is this? Something tells me I'm not gonna like to that person. There we go, I should be caught up enough now. What's that, though? Oh, I should probably read these. Congratulations, good. I'll read this one first. Congratulations, you've got your brand new rebranded Amy X tablet. Amy. Gee, where have we heard of that computer type before? This kind of bad lighting. Maybe that's better, okay. You've got your brand new rebranded Amy X tablet computer up and running. We're so confident that you'll find it simple and intuitive to use, we're not even going to give you any instructions. Your home screen will provide instant access to your mail, your favorite websites, and whatever other widgets your system administrator has seen fit to load it with. You can use our super intuitive interface by tapping on the screen or dragging your finger to scroll. It's that easy. Staples, that was easy. If you wish to install new applications or change your personal information, please contact your administrator. We hope you enjoy your new computer. Amy Microsystems, 2027. So this takes place 14 years from right now, thereabouts. Mr. Rook, if you're reading this, you obviously have your computer set up. You should note that in addition to your own personal things, as part of your ongoing trial with giving students their own computers, you'll be able to access all your students' social networking messages sent across our Amy Connect system, both public and private. Most teachers have found this to be an extremely effective way of monitoring online bullying. Pragmatically, it's impossible to stop students from chatting in class, but you can at least be in on top of it. There would be serious repercussions if the students ever found out, though, so please be discreet. Let me just welcome you again to Lake City Academy. Lake City, or just Lake in general, is a pretty overused town name in my opinion. You seem like an excellent teacher, and I'm sure you will make a fine member of our team. Good luck. Sincerely, Malcolm Grisham, Principal. Okay. Anyone? After a bit of hesitation, the hand of the girl with pigtails and glasses goes up, taking me a moment to remember her name, Charlotte. Who should I call in to answer? Colin, Charlotte, Colin... Why would I call on Taylor? As much as I am tempted to pick on Taylor for not paying attention in class, I decided the better of it. I'd be a jerk if I did. Yes, Charlotte? Well, it seems like it's all really disconnected, isn't it? Everything's all about emails and one private website. That's very surprising. What about that struck you as surprising? Specifically, how the girl was unable to reach out to anyone because she didn't know anyone's email addresses. Feels very disconnected, lonely. It wouldn't make much sense to have a story like that now. She could have just posted on her classmates' walls. Sounds familiar. Interesting. So would you say it's inherently more lonely because of the technology? I don't know, maybe? That's okay, you can sit down now. That's a good segue, though. You've touched on some important themes. I move on and carry on with the lecture as intended. A couple of people seem engaged, at least. The reluctance leaves me feeling worried, though. Is it going to be really that hard to engage them? I thought my choice of reading material would help, at the least. I deeply worry that I'm not cut out for this. Lunch hour. Still no new backgrounds! Class files out impatiently the instant the lunch bell rings. I lean over to get out my packed lunch. When I sit back up, I see a set of students waiting. Not everyone is in a rush, it looks. Excuse me, Mr. Rook? How can I help you? Mind if we eat our lunches in here? It's what we used to do with our old homeroom cheater. Not in the cafeteria? I feel like I said homeroom cheater instead of teacher. Lol. Did he? He just said lol out loud. He literally just said lol. Lol. Please tell me that this guy actually mentions it. Sorry, but have you seen the cafeteria? It's a miserable hole. Hideous. So noisy you can't even hear yourself think. It's really bad. Yeah. It's just incredibly unpleasant. If it's a problem, we'll understand, but... No, not at all. Of course you can. I just never thought of it. Thank you. Thanks. Not at all. Just don't make a mess, and it wouldn't bother me one bit. Go back to my lunch, and all three of them take seats near each other. I could conceivably try to avoid listening on their conversation, but it'd be a challenge. I thought I heard something. Taylor's pretty simple. So level with me, Charlotte. Don't. No, for reals, I'm serious. Oh my god, don't bring it up. Come on, Kindle's my bro. I would like to know what's going on with her. Wait, what? Bro and her. Is he referring to the same person? I'm sure she doesn't. It's fine, Bella. Why does everyone assume that just because we fought, just means I don't ever want to speak of her ever again? She's still my friend. So why are you avoiding her? We just need some time apart right now, that's all. It's no drama, it's over with. So basically, this game focuses on being a stalker, more or less. Kind of, I guess. Well, don't tell Taylor that. Why? How's it any of her business? I need to give these people voices. Well, I think I know what voice I'm giving this guy. Lol. Do you really think that matters to her? It's Taylor. She's been trying to rile the hornet's nest on Amy. Well, let me tell you, from first-hand knowledge, I don't think it's going to work, which is good, because Kendall, when she's upset, is... It's not a fate I'd wish on even Taylor. Yeah, lol. Fair enough. Stop saying lol. That is a weird question, but... Oops. Crap. I mostly try to avoid looking up at any of the three students. I feel like an awkward interloper. I'd forgotten how ridiculous high school drama could be. I haven't for obvious reasons. Will they be like this for the whole year? Yes. Probably, now that I think of it. It's just been a long time. It all seemed so reasonable when I was their age. I'll probably have to keep an eye on Taylor. And also on whatever's going on between those two girls. Mr. Rook? So many messages! That's supposed to mean... Oh, yes? How are you finding it so far? Our school, I mean. Not too disappointing, I hope. Yeah, I'm gonna stop looking at those instantly. It's going to take some time to get used to be truthful. Have you been here since grade 9? Yes, I have, but I understand. The two of us make small talk for a bit, about first days of school and such. The other two don't seem to say anything, whether it's shyness or because they're too busy sending messages to other students. I can't tell, it might be both. Probably both. Eventually, they all leave at the end of lunch break for their other classes. I don't know what to make of any of what they were talking about at all. That night. Finally, new background. My second day on the job, and I don't know what to think about this. I turned to what I could do, which is reviewing my lecture notes for tomorrow. It's probably my own fault for not being engaging enough. I'll have to try to do better. I'm gonna look at these now. target. I wasn't the target. It was Charlotte. It's probably going to work. She'll probably say everything's cool, but it'll crush her inside. What a bitch. It's not really going as simple as saying, lol, you mad, and then letting her go cuff off. It's going to hurt Charlotte. Trying to shut her down is basically all I can do. Raging pretty hard, but what else can I do? Sad face. I don't understand what's wrong with those two lesbians. I just expressed some concern, and Kendall flips the hell out of me. She doesn't have to be such a bitch. It sucks, but you know, it's Kendall. She's always like this. You really shouldn't have expected her to do anything but flip on you. It's what she does. No, not exactly. I had no idea. Okay, so, that's all I can do. Speaking of doing better, I need to try to do better when it comes to being interesting in this Let's Play. Having nothing better to do, I stick around in the classroom even before the school day has technically begun. I'm reminded of when I was in high school. I was usually the first one in the room then, too. I guess not much has changed since then. It doesn't take long before the first student comes in, and I'm not surprised when I see who it is. Good morning, Mr. Rook. Of course it'd be her, wouldn't it? Hi, Charlotte. I guess the thing to do would be to make small talk. Lovely weather today, isn't it? Even in the year 2027, small talk is still about the weather. For now, I guess. It's supposed to rain later, though. Didn't you know? Oh, shoot. No, I didn't realize. Should have checked the weather report. Yeah. Well, how do you get here? I walk. Well, maybe it'll stop by the time I have to leave. Better hope so. I'm mentally kicking myself for not checking before I left. Another girl walks in. Scroll down. Hi. Sup? She barely even looks up and definitely isn't expecting an answer. She just disappears to her desk, not even making eye contact with Charlotte, and stares at her computer. I keep chatting with Charlotte, and eventually the rest of the class starts to file in. Later. So specific. Thanks. I never check the weather report. In real life, I never bother checking any weather reports, because it's Canada. It's the same weather. See that? That's what we always get. Snow. Stereotypes aside, let's get back to the game without knocking over my makeshift tripod, please. Please stabilize. Thank you. Another thing that is used to great effort is a story within a story. You might even argue that it's metafictional. That is, that's a story about stories. What do you think? Do the details of the story being told by the four girls matter? Or is it just there as filler detail? A story about a story, wouldn't that be fanfiction? They're having a class about fanfiction. Man, I wish I went to this school. I look around and raising her hand is Ariana? Oh, I think I know why. My mind instantly goes to the wrong place. I'm not comfortable with this crush of hers at all. Not that I can acknowledge it in any way. What can I say anyway? Go ahead, Ariana. I think the details are extremely important. They reflect on the story as a whole, so you could, learn what's really going on from them. Good, that's valid. No, your argument isn't valid! Go away! And also, they're important because they're written by the characters. You can learn a lot about someone from how they write. Yes, that's also very good. Do you have any examples? And she just goes on, completely dominating class discussion. But it's clear she's engaged in the material at least, so I can hardly shut her down. I'm glad she's taking it seriously at least. Why so serious? That sounds like a fire alarm at my school. Eventually the lunch bell rings and the class starts to file out in a hurry as ever. Staying behind is the same group as yesterday. No, not quite the same group as yesterday. Excuse me, Mr. Rook? Yes? I have to go buy lunch now, but you know how you said you're always available to talk, right? Oh, Tish. Yeah, what's up? I'm gonna stop by after class to talk about the book we're doing. There's some things I still don't think I get, so I'd like to go over them more. Yeah, I highly doubt that's really why. Yeah, scrolling down. I can't exactly say no, can I? I did promise. Sure, of course you can. Come by at around 4 and we'll talk about what's giving you trouble. Thanks, Mr. Rook. I'm looking forward to it. Meanwhile, the other three are chatting away just like before. I'm just left on my own and worry about how I'm going to deal with Ariana. Maybe it'll just go away. She'll get over it. Yeah, of course that's it. Schoolgirl crushes are always fleeting. So how are things going with you two? Good. Oh, well, you know. 3:55 p.m. That's it for the day. Well, as far as classes go, anyway. Sure enough, Charlotte was right. By the end of the day, it started to rain. It's freaking dawn of the second day now. Ariana's probably on her way to my office. But before I go, I should take a break to see if there are any new 12-channel posts. Maybe I should at least take a quick glance. 12-channel? Anyone try playing Magical without it? Okay, that's weird. I'm not going immediately to my office. I should take a couple minutes to check. I just did check. I just checked to see if there's anything new, and... Okay. Oh, I can still... Oh! I didn't go on. Roll porn. Okay, that's weird. Oh, that's enough dollar for me. Time to go. Hi, Mr. Rook. Hi, Ariana. Hi, Ariana, not Hariyama. Why don't you have a seat and we'll talk about what you were having trouble with? She sits down, crossing her skinny legs with exaggerated motion. It's a pretense, of course. I know it, she definitely knows it, and I feel deeply uncomfortable going along with this. We, of course, do discuss the novel as she requests, and she does ask the right questions. But it's obvious it's not why she's here. Even if she hadn't mentioned it to Isabella, I would have noticed. For sure. It's not just the way she's trying too hard to care about the book, or the length of her dress. Every time she asks a question, she leans forward, fiddling with the end of her hair with her long fingers. I notice, of course. Every time she's waiting for an answer, she puts her hands on her knees, and with a smile rubs one of her bare, smooth legs against the other. I notice, of course. Every time I speak, she stares just a little too deeply back at those dark... Yeah, what is going on here? So I never happened once in my life before. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind. She is trying to seduce me. I have to wrap this up. I have to end this now, and I definitely have to get out of here now. I move, getting ready to stand up. She just follows my lead. Okay, well, it's starting to get late. Do you have any other questions about the book? No, I think that's all for now. I definitely do have a better understanding now. Thanks so much for the help, Mr. Rook. Oh, it's nothing. Glad to help. I mean it. I really want you to know. You seem like a great teacher, and I appreciate that a lot. I really like you. Oh, damn it, here it comes. I get out before she manages to clarify that into a confession. Ah, well, I'm glad. Anyway, I should get going. It's good to talk to you. I get up and get all the way to the doorway. Could it be that I can avoid it getting awkward after all? No, not gonna happen. Likewise. I just have to say goodbye and I'm gone. Problem solved, just have to say... Say, Mr. Rook, aren't you going to take your umbrella? Or did you not bring one? No, the Umbrella Corporation was destroyed in the Resident Evil games. Aw, Tish, she's good. She's got me. I know exactly what she's going to say if I tell the truth. What should I do? Shall I truth doubt or lie? Though there's no doubt, I don't think. I try to flip a coin and it goes too far away for me to see how it landed. Good thing I have another coin here. Kind of small though, it's a dime. That was the wimpiest flip ever. You know what? I'm just gonna throw it. Tails. Okay. Tell the truth anyway. No, I didn't realize it was going to rain. Didn't think to bring one. That's okay. Why don't we walk together then? We could share mine. And there it is. Come on. You don't want to be caught out in that storm, do you? You get soaked. You'd probably get sick, for sure. Really, it wouldn't be a problem. Rationally, I know better. Rationally, I know a plan to shut her advances down to be the maturing adult and just not even give her a chance. Rationally, I know that you can't get sick from being out in the rain. And rationally, I know that following along with her plan would be irresponsible of me. Rationally, I know that's wrong to find out. She's managed to catch me so perfectly charming in any way. Rationally, I know that I shouldn't find that smile she's giving, the one she's so adorable. But rationally, I know I should say no. Rationally, 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 screw rationally. So you actually live around this neighborhood, like within walking distance. I figured we'd just be walking to the subway. I guess it turns out I'm not as good at acting rationally as I'd like, and I can't say rationally anymore. It's lost don't need me. Yeah, just a few blocks away, actually. Oh, you've been here long? Only a week, actually. I only moved into the neighborhood once I got the job here. Oh, I see. So, do you live alone? Come on, don't ask that. Yeah, for several years now. I'll leave that hanging as a reminder of how old I am. I've been divorced, kid, twice. With any luck, she'll pick up on that. Oh, that must be nice, having things all to yourself. As she says that, she moves in even closer than she was before, so I can feel her arm pressing against mine. So much for having any luck. Dude, I am controlling you, more or less. You are not going to have any luck. YouTube, you can vouch for me on this one. Well, it's not always so bad. That's not us at all. It's a lie, the biggest lie. I hate living on my own. It's lonely, it's soul-crushing, it's terrible. It's always so bad. I'll bet. That's when I make my mistake. Look back down at her. I make eye contact, she just responds with the biggest grin. She's happy right now. She's so happy, I can tell. And all I can think, as I look at that poor kid, is that I know the only thing she's thinking of right now is me. It's one hell of a thought. I look away and we keep walking down the street, but it's too late. I've humored her, gone along with her, and I've practically acknowledged it to her now. She just babbles away happily, and I realize there isn't going to be an easy way out. This crush of hers isn't something that I can ignore and it'll go away. After what feels like the longest walk home ever, finally we arrive at my building. This is me. Thanks for the umbrella. I have to do something, it has to be now. Okay, it's not a problem at all, though. I really enjoyed talking with you a lot. Well, actually, there's something I'd like to tell you. All around us, rain pours heavily. No, it's just a picture. My stomach sinks. And then she takes my hand with her own and says, okay, I was gonna try to skip through this, but... Pull her hand off. Please, stop there, Ariana. I just want to tell you... I know what you want to tell me. It's obvious, Ariana. I'm flattered, really. Please, just don't say it, okay? What? She looked shocked, as if her intentions aren't obvious. Seems to be at a loss for words. It wouldn't be appropriate, Ariana. In fact, this is already completely inappropriate. I shouldn't be walking students back to my apartment. I just realized this. He has freaking red... No, they're pink. Does he have purple eyes? He has eyes to match his hair color. I wish I had purple eyes. Purple eyes would be awesome. Do you know how bad that looks? I promise I won't tell anyone. Mr. Rook, I really like you. I'm sorry. Truly, I'm sorry, but I know what you want, and... It's the worst rejection I've ever given in my life. The only one I've ever given in my life. This is the worst. I'm babbling, she's babbling, and there's no way this won't end in crushed feelings. I'm your teacher, Ariana. Yeah, I will admit I am trying to avoid saying some of this stuff out loud. What am I even saying? This is rejection. It's just playing hard to get. What is wrong with me? Don't be so hard on yourself. I can't do this gently. I'm apparently incapable of doing this gently without coming across like an absolutely different. I guess. Surecast mode activates. Power up mode sequence initiate. Stop, please. Just stop. Ariana, you're embarrassing yourself and you're embarrassing me. You're too young, wouldn't be right. Frankly, I would feel disgusted with myself if I said yes. Do you understand? He is mad. She stares at me and in that moment, it finally seems to go through to her. Whatever she wants from me, it's never going to happen. It can't. I thought... I'm sorry, Ariana. Please go home. Fine, forget it. Forget I said anything. She runs off, disappearing into the rain, probably crying even harder. Go inside my apartment, resist the urge to just repeatedly slam my head into the wall until I stop feeling so bad about what I said. What a truly, deeply awful thing to say to someone. I know. I sit on the edge of my own bed, and all I can do is wonder, where did I go wrong? How did it turn out this way? What am I fighting for? Poor kid. All she had was a harmless schoolgirl crush and the guts to follow through on it. She sure didn't deserve to have some old teacher flip out on her like that. I sigh. I mean, she'll get over it. Schoolgirl crushes are always fleeting, of course. Still, poor kid. Next day. Okay, moving on from the depressing scene onto more stuff. More messages! I freaking... Get to the... Someone remind me why we're reading this piece of tissue. English class is awful. Why aren't you bothering? Well, why? I don't know! Check the weather report before heading out this morning, all the same. This time, it's not Charlotte who's the first to come in, it's her. I grimace, praying she doesn't make things more awkward than they already are. Excuse me, Mr. Rook? I sigh. Yes? I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I was way out of line before. I really should have kept it together. That was really immature of me. Oh, good. Can you forgive me? I sigh again. Of course I can. I just want to forget the whole affair ever happened to begin with. Of course. Let's just pretend it never happened, okay? Start with a fresh slate. Yeah, you're just vocalizing your thoughts. You didn't really need to have the thinking bit there in the first place. Alright. Thanks. After that, she goes to take her seat. That's settled. Ooh, message. Doesn't take long for Charlotte to arrive. Hi. Good morning, Mr. Rook. Hope your walk home yesterday wasn't too bad. Not so much, no. Never skipping checking the weather before I leave again. That's too bad. A good plan, though. We continue to make idle chit-chat as the class slowly files in. After the night I had yesterday, I'm not particularly in any hurry to get started. Today's lecture is going to be at a leisurely pace. So, as you probably figured out, this is the part of the story where you get the hint things are going to start get really weird. Is he talking to me? From here on out, you're going to discover that things are a lot more complicated than they might seem. I think he's talking to me. I pause for effect. Mass effect. So, what do you think of the use of foreshadowing in the chapter you read last night? How does it differ from it? He is talking to us, whatever, basically, yeah. He is foreshadowing and then saying foreshadowing. Zzz. After a couple seconds, a single hand goes up. Can't say I'm terribly surprised. Disappointed in the rest, maybe. I'm not surprised that it's not Ariana. Go ahead, Charlotte. Well, it indicates that we're going to see a sudden shift of tone, I think. The biggest thing I noticed was... And so she goes on. End of Chapter 1. What does it mean to be a gentleman? Mental gen? Is it an outdated concept? Or is there really a perfect model for a man in particular to follow that's still relevant to our times? Does it matter? And is that truly a good thing? According to L.J. Powell, before you can ask that question, you first have to ask one simple question. What does it mean to be a gentleman? I'll jump into what Powell thinks in a minute. First, what do you think it means? Just the first thing that comes to mind. The class pauses for longer than I'd like, given that I just threw the easiest question imaginable. And particularly, the first hand to go up is Charlotte's. Nerd! Nah, not really. Go ahead, just tell me anything. It's a little bit obvious, but chivalry, as in holding the door open for a woman? Yes, it is a little bit obvious. Right, it's definitely one. How about, okay, Taylor? I'm definitely surprised to see her put up her hand. Knowing how to be respectful to a girl. For example, a gentleman wouldn't treat a girl like crap just because they've broken up. I stare at her. There's more than just a touch of bitterness to her voice. I wonder who she's really talking about. Chapter 2. Nolan is an island entire of itself.